Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. All right, today I want to talk about some changes that you're going to see in your 2020 filing. And the reason I'm talking about this kind of a little bit ahead of time is so that you can also go back and make some adjustments. It's still time to do a paycheck checkup. If you are a home business owner and you're working part-time on your empire and working full-time at your job, or if you have a full-time working spouse and an entrepreneur in the house, it is definitely time to do the checkup. There's a great new tax calculator out. You can go to irs.gov to check it out. It's actually way better than the stuff they had, y'all. I promise you. And it's a lot easier to use, because if I can use it, I promise you, you can use it too, because I don't do complicated. All right. So definitely recommend that you do that, so that no surprises, y'all. Okay, so let's talk about five major changes that you'll see coming up for your 2020 filing for this for 2019. Okay. So number one that is hot on everybody's mind is there is no healthcare penalty. So prior to 2019, if you did not have healthcare and you did not have an exemption, then you paid a penalty come tax time. Well, now, and it's what they call the individual mandate penalty. Well, now that has been removed. So if you did not have healthcare for 2019, you won't see a penalty when you file your taxes. So I know there are lots of people that are going to be turning backflips for that one. I still say get you some health care now, because if you walk out and get hit by a bus, you at least want to know that you're going to be taken care of. I'm just saying. All right. Number two is no alimony deduction. All right. One of the things that happened with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is a change in the alimony deduction. Prior, for divorces that were finalized December 31st, 2018 and before, alimony was deductible to the payer and it was taxable to the receiver. Now that is not the case. For divorces that were finalized starting January 1, 2019 and beyond, until they change something. If you're paying alimony, it is not deductible. If you are receiving alimony, it is not taxable. So that is a change. And a lot of people want to know why. Like, what is the big deal with alimony? And the same thing with child support, because 9 times out of 10, the person who is paying alimony is in a higher tax bracket than the person that's receiving the alimony. So they get more tax money hunty. Okay, so that is so that's number two, alimony deduction. Number three is a higher medical expense deduction threshold. And this really gets folks, okay? So prior to 2019, prior to January 1, 2019, you got to get these dates right. The medical expense deduction, you could deduct everything that exceeded 7.5% of your adjusted gross income. That number is now 10%, okay? It was 10% before, it was reduced to 7.5, now we're back to 10%. So if you're itemizing on your taxes and you want to take the medical expense deduction, just know that it's only everything above 7.5% of, 10%. See, I'm confusing myself. 10% of your adjusted gross income, okay? So that's, I think, number three. I don't know, I might have lost count. All right, next one is that you will see a higher standard deduction. So for the 2020 filing for your 2019 taxes, married filing jointly, the standard deduction is $24,400. Married filing separate, and single people, $12,200, and head of household is $18,350. So you will see higher standard deductions when you file your taxes for 2020. And then the last one, higher tax brackets. Okay, so the tax brackets were increased in line with inflation. And so just to explain to folks what inflation is basically when your money loses buying power. The prices of goods and services increase, and that means that your money buys you less. So you'll see it in the stores where you might not see a price change, like when you're buying, let's say, a can of soup or something, right? The price may not have changed, but you might notice that instead of getting, a 12-ounce can, you're getting a 10-ounce can now, right? So you're paying the same money, but getting less for that. If you look at housing is a really big deal right now because, people are looking for affordable housing. Well, affordable, I don't know to who exactly, but that is what a big deal right now in housing is that rents are higher, right? The cost of renting a place is higher, and again, we're not getting more money. So your money is losing buying power and the prices of goods and services are increasing. So that is what inflation is. And so the tax brackets increased. So the minimum tax bracket for this year is $9,700 or less. Is in the 10% tax bracket. Double that for for married filing jointly. What's that? Okay, y'all. I don't even know why I thought I was going to add this in my head because it's early, and I just don't trust my thoughts. So 19,400 for married filing joint, and then the top tax rate is for income that exceeds $510,000. $510,300. Let me not forget the 300. Okay, and I can't put this in my calculator. And so for married filing joint, anything above $1,020,000. So that is in the in the 37% tax bracket. So just know that overall you may see a reduction in your tax bracket, just because the incomes have shifted higher, okay? So I hope that part makes sense. But you can go and Google these tax brackets to look and see where you are. Again, I highly recommend that you go and do a paycheck checkup. Go to the IRS withholding tax calculator. You can also use a tax calculator if you're completely self-employed. It works for you too. So at this time, I highly encourage you to do that, because if you need to make some adjustments, you still got some time left in the year to do it. And don't come having a stroke come tax time. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's it for today's episode of Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.